There is a truth that all of us must eventually face. Time passes. Our bodies change, and our hearts begin to stir with deep questions about the meaning of life. Especially in middle age, when our children have grown, and work feels either stable or is slowly winding down, a quiet emptiness often begins to surface within many people. In the West, more and more people over the age of 45 report feeling uneasy, anxious, or even depressed. They may be materially successful, yet feel spiritually lost. This feeling is not uncommon. It's a natural result of a life lived mostly outward, with little time spent turning inward. For over 2.500 years, the Buddha's teachings have offered more than a religion. They've offered a path of practice to help us rediscover inner balance. The words of the Buddha are a light that can shine into the darkest corners of our hearts. In today's talk, we will begin a journey, not a journey outward, but a return to ourselves, a return to the breath, to stillness, and to the awakened wisdom the Buddha passed down to us. If you're feeling anxious, if you're overwhelmed with exhaustion, or if you're simply looking for a place where your heart can rest, I invite you to. Midlife is a unique chapter in the human journey. It is no longer as intense as youth, but not yet as restful as old age. Somewhere in the middle, we begin to notice things we once overlooked. There are mornings we wake up and feel a strange emptiness we cannot name. Life on the outside may appear fine: career, family, material comfort, yet inside, something quietly crumbles. Many describe this state as a kind of disorientation, a constant, unexplained anxiety, or a sadness without a clear cause. Some call it depression, others call it a midlife crisis. Whatever the name, in the eyes of the Buddha, it is simply dukkha, suffering, a universal truth he pointed out over 2.500 years ago. Unlike many modern approaches, the Buddha does not deny suffering. He does not urge us to be strong or to stay positive. Instead, he teaches us to look deeply at our pain, to understand its roots, and from there, to begin the process of transformation. In his very first teaching after enlightenment, the Buddha introduced the Four Noble Truths. Life is suffering. Suffering has a cause. Suffering can end, and there is a path to its end. In midlife, suffering often doesn't come from tragedy or loss. It comes subtly, like a cold breeze on a sunny day, as loneliness even when someone is beside us, as restlessness when we look back at our past, or as a silent question with no clear answer. How will I live the rest of my life? Anxiety arises when our mind leaves the present moment. It rushes toward the past, filled with regrets, or it races toward the future, haunted by imagined fears. In Buddhism, this is the state of ignorance, of forgetting to dwell fully in the now. And it is in the now, in this very breath, that healing begins, not somewhere far away, not through complex philosophies, but simply by returning to ourselves with our breath, with our awareness, with a heart willing to listen. The Buddha said, "The mind is the forerunner of all things. The mind is chief. The mind makes everything. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows as the cartwheel follows the hoof of the ox. But if one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like a shadow that never leaves." If you are moving through difficult days, please don't be harsh on yourself. You are not weak. You are not wrong. You are simply being invited to come home to care for the neglected corners of your inner world. And you are not alone in this. Millions are walking through the same chapter. They too are learning how to sit quietly, to take a deep breath, and to finally hear the gentle voice within. In the journey of healing midlife anxiety and depression, mindfulness is one of the most important and practical teachings the Buddha has offered us. Simply put, mindfulness is the ability to maintain full awareness and attention on the present moment. When we live in the present, we are no longer swept away by endless thoughts about the past or the future. We are not controlled by worries that have not yet happened, nor drowned in sadness over what has already passed. Mindfulness is like a bright lamp, illuminating the path for our soul to return to its natural peace. Many might hear the word mindfulness and imagine long meditation sessions or complicated rules difficult to apply in a busy life. But in reality, mindfulness is close, simple, and accessible to everyone. For example, when you eat a meal, instead of letting your mind wander to work or other worries, try paying close attention to each bite. Savor the taste, feel the warmth, notice the gentle breath flowing in and out. This is mindfulness, living fully in each small but precious moment of life. When you practice mindfulness, anxiety gradually softens, depression gently subsides. You learn to accept all feelings as they come and go, without being swept away by them. From this, you build a calm and steady mind, more resilient to the fluctuations of life. The Buddha once said, "Be alert like a young deer, aware of every step." Mindfulness is not tension, but a gentle openness towards yourself and the world. This inner strength helps you heal yourself, no matter how the outside world may be. Mindfulness is also the bridge that connects us to the deep essence within, a place untouched by worldly worries. When we live with mindfulness, we realize happiness is not something to seek outside, but has always been present in every breath, in every present moment. In the journey of healing anxiety and depression, the breath plays a crucial and practical role. Breath is the rhythm of the body and soul, the bridge between body and mind. When our mind is chaotic with anxiety and depression, the breath helps us return to stillness, allowing us to master our emotions instead of being controlled by them. Did you know that right now, simply paying attention to your breath can change your mental state? When you feel your heart racing, your mind overwhelmed, just take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, then slowly breathe out, and you will feel a cooling calm spreading within. This is breath meditation, one of the fundamental practices in Buddhism. This practice is very simple, requiring no equipment or special space. You can practice anytime, even while working, walking, or waiting for something. Just spend a few minutes focusing on each breath coming in and going out. And you will notice your mind becoming lighter, less troubled and anxious. According to the Buddha, the breath is not only the life of the body but also the clearest expression of mindful presence in the current moment. When we pay attention to the breath, we learn to live fully in the present, without letting the mind be entangled by worries of the past or future. This is the first step in healing deep inner wounds. The breath leads us home to a peaceful mind, where there is no fear, anxiety, or depression. Here, we find unshakable peace, no matter how turbulent the outside world may be. When facing anxiety and depression in midlife, the Buddha teaches us a clear path to healing, the Noble Eightfold Path, 8 right practices that anyone can apply daily to transform suffering into peace. The Eightfold Path includes right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Each step connects to the others, forming a complete circle leading to liberation. Right view helps us see clearly the truth about suffering and its causes, freeing us from illusions about life. Right intention encourages wholesome thoughts, letting go of anger, greed, and delusion. Right speech teaches us to speak truthfully, gently, and usefully, avoiding harm to ourselves and others. Right action reminds us to act rightly, not harming life, not stealing, not engaging in sexual misconduct. Right livelihood advises living honestly, without causing harm to others through our work or lifestyle. Right effort is the persistent endeavor to cultivate good qualities and abandon harmful habits. Right mindfulness, as discussed earlier, is unwavering awareness of the present moment, observing all states of body, speech, and mind. Finally, right concentration is a calm, focused state of mind, undisturbed by external distractions. By practicing the Noble Eightfold Path step by step, we gradually unravel the ties of ignorance, craving, and anger, the deep roots of anxiety and depression. We learn to live with compassion, understanding, and timely letting go. This path is not quick, but it is sustainable, helping us rebuild ourselves from within, creating inner strength to face all of life's challenges. In Buddhism, love is not merely an emotion but a sacred state of mind that helps heal the deepest wounds in our hearts. True love, also called compassion, opens the door to forgiveness, tolerance, and understanding. When we truly learn to love ourselves and others, anxiety and depression gradually dissolve. But love does not mean clinging or holding on to what causes us pain. This is where letting go works like a miracle. Letting go is not giving up or indifference. It is a profound understanding that all things are impermanent and cannot be kept forever. When we let go of negative thoughts, feelings, unrealistic expectations, and past attachments, we create space for the soul to be free, lighter, and more peaceful. The Buddha once taught, letting go is the path to true happiness. It is this letting go that helps us rise above troubles and worries that surround the mind. Love and letting go are two sides of the same coin, coexisting and supporting each other on the journey of healing the soul. When we learn to love without attachment and let go with an open heart, we experience inner peace, freedom, and complete happiness. Meditation is a practice that helps us focus the mind, observe, and deeply recognize ourselves in an honest way, especially for middle-aged people who face many pressures, anxiety, and depression. Meditation is a precious remedy to heal inner wounds and restore inner peace. One of the basic meditations is breath meditation, as explained before, but besides breath, there is body meditation, mind meditation, and Dharma meditation methods that help us observe every state of the body, mind, and surrounding phenomena. When practicing body meditation, we observe every movement and sensation of the body without judgment or complaint. This helps us understand that the body can endure pain and fatigue, but the mind can remain peaceful if we learn to perceive rightly. Mind meditation helps us observe states like joy, sadness, anger, anxiety coming and going like clouds drifting across the sky, without clinging to them, allowing the mind to be free. Dharma meditation is broader, helping us see the impermanence of all things and phenomena, which lessens attachment and makes letting go easier. By regularly practicing these meditation methods, our mind becomes clearer, calmer, and stronger. Anxiety and depression gradually fade before the power of mindfulness and awareness. The life of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, is an endless source of inspiration for those seeking healing of the soul and a path out of suffering. Born into royalty, living in luxury, but witnessing sickness, old age, and death, he chose to leave everything behind to seek the truth. In that journey, he endured many hardships, from severe ascetic practices to deep meditation, until he finally attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. The Buddha's enlightenment was not just theoretical knowledge, but a state of complete peace and freedom beyond all suffering. What is special about the Buddha is his boundless compassion for all beings. He did not keep his awakening to himself, but taught the path to liberation for everyone, from kings to the poorest. From his life and teachings, we learn that no one is free from suffering, but everyone can heal and transform it with wisdom and love. Each person has the ability to change and rediscover peace within, no matter how difficult their circumstances. The story of the Buddha also reminds us of the power of patience, endurance, and faith in the path we walk. Anxiety, depression, or the pains of midlife are not the end, but stepping stones toward growth and awakening. Middle age is a special time in life when many face anxiety, depression, and physical and mental changes. Through the Buddha's teachings and meditation practices, we have seen a path of healing filled with peace and wisdom. From recognizing the root causes of suffering, to practicing mindful breathing, the Noble Eightfold Path, love and letting go, to basic meditation and inspiration from the Buddha's life, all point to one goal: helping our soul become calm, free, and strong. The first advice for you is, start with each breath, each present moment. No matter how difficult the circumstances, take time daily to return to yourself, to your breath and awareness. This is the strongest foundation to heal all wounds of the soul. Next, practice the Noble Eightfold Path steadily and step by step. There is no need to rush or be perfect, just living each day with right view, right mindfulness, right effort, means you are on the right track. Nurture compassion for yourself and others. Love soothes pain, and letting go frees us from being trapped by the past or what cannot be changed. Finally, do not hesitate to seek help. Connect with like-minded people or those experienced in Buddhism and meditation. Companionship and sharing will be strength to keep you steady on the healing path. The healing journey is not a straight line, but a series of patient, gradual steps. Living each day with awareness, love, and letting go, you will feel gentle yet profound changes within your soul. May these teachings become a guiding light, leading you through midlife challenges toward true inner peace and happiness. Middle age often brings a profound sense of loneliness. Children grow up, social circles shrink, and familiar connections fade. But in Buddhism, loneliness is not a negative condition, it is a sacred opportunity to return to oneself. The Buddha once taught, "The one who knows how to live alone is the noblest." Living alone here does not mean isolation, but non-dependence. When we are no longer pulled by the outside world, we can face our own mind with honesty and depth. Loneliness, when viewed through the lens of mindfulness, becomes a gateway to awakening. When we stop running from emptiness and instead sit still, breathe mindfully, and observe thoughts as they come and go, we begin to see life flowing through us in a miraculous way. At that moment, loneliness is no longer suffering but becomes sacred space where the soul can rest and clarity can shine from within. One of the deepest pains in middle age is regret for past mistakes, missed opportunities, or actions we cannot undo. Self-blame becomes a silent burden that erodes the soul. In Buddhism, we learn that everything happens due to causes and conditions. Mistakes are also part of the journey of growth. What matters is not what we did, but whether we are mindful now, and if we can transform experience into wisdom. Regret is useful not for punishment, but for letting go and maturing. The Buddha said, just as a lamp can light up the darkness, wisdom can illuminate the shadowy past when we awaken. Forgive yourself. When we embrace the past with compassion and understanding, we are no longer bound by regret. Instead, we begin to live fully in the present with inner lightness and freedom. When the heart is wounded by loss, disappointment, or depression, it's easy to lose faith in ourselves, in others, in life, but faith is not a fleeting emotion, it is a seed that must be nurtured daily. Buddhism does not demand blind belief. On the contrary, the Buddha taught that true faith arises from personal experience, mindfulness, and understanding. Through meditation, mindful living, and letting go, we gradually see small yet profound changes in our lives. These changes are living proof that healing is possible, peace is real, and happiness is within reach. Believe in your path, even if it's slow or imperfect. As the Buddha said, a steady stream of water can pierce through stone. Perhaps the greatest question in midlife is, what am I living for? When careers have settled and children are grown, we begin to seek a deeper meaning in life. The Buddha taught that a meaningful life is not found in status or success, but in living with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Every kind word, every loving act, every moment of awareness adds richness to life. Use the time you have to plant seeds of goodness, to learn, to help, to meditate, to listen. Life may be short, but when lived with an open heart and a peaceful mind, every moment becomes truly precious. Middle age is not an end, it is the beginning of a deeper journey. A journey of returning to your true self and living from the heart. Dear friend, if you have journeyed with us until this very moment, please take a deep and slow breath and feel one simple truth. You are still here, and the power to heal still lives within you. Life is not always easy. Middle age carries the marks of time, the weight of regrets, and silent wounds, yet it is also a precious chapter, a time to let go of the ego. Reflect deeply, and begin to live truly from the heart. The Buddha never promised to erase all suffering. He offered a map of mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, and you, only you, can walk the path step by step. You are not alone. In every mindful breath, in every moment of awakening, you are connecting with millions of others who are also learning to heal through silence, forgiveness, and awareness. Believe this, the light is not far away. It has never left you. It's simply waiting for you to pause, be still, and return. Return to yourself, return to the breath, return to the miracle of life unfolding in each sacred moment. If you can walk through each day with peace in your heart, with kindness in your eyes, and with awareness of the beauty that surrounds you, then you are living fully in the spirit of the Buddha's teachings. And that, dear friend, is the deepest healing of all. May you be at peace.